Hey y'all, welcome. This is Deliberately Creative. I'm Stephanie and we're going to be painting again on a 4x4 canvas. This is not necessarily a nature focused. I'm going to be doing a Volkswagen Bug because I grew up with Volkswagen Bugs and that's something that I'm really interested in. I found a photo on Unsplash of one that is an orange color and it just makes me happy. I am going to put this little bug into kind of a spacey scene. The reference, the bug is just sitting on a street. I'm going to put this into space, so I'm grabbing some paint. I am using the Turner acrylic gouache. I've been painting all morning, so I'm not putting out fresh paint. I'm using up what I have. So there's white, cad red, permanent orange, permanent yellow deep, mid green, Prussian blue, burnt sienna, black, and another thing of white. And yeah, some of the colors are kind of messed up and mucky, and you know, that's the way it goes. I'm grabbing blue and black. My brush is wet. This is acrylic gouache, so it's going to dry matte, not shiny. And that makes me happy. I want to get this background on. As I said, it's going to be kind of a spacey, dark night sky. Maybe I'll put a moon in it. I don't know. Maybe. I'm going to take some black and add a little bit darker black around the edges. Now, it is very shiny when it is wet, but after I dry this, or let it dry, it will be nice and velvety matte. I'm going to put just a tiny bit of white with blue. Sort of going up in the sky a little bit. I'm going to keep it fairly abstract. I'm just wiping some of those big chunky bits off the side. You know, chunky bits. There we go. So we're going to get this sprinkled with a little bit of some stars. And what I'm going to do is just grab some white. This white, there's some other colors that have kind of ended up in it. It's okay. Doesn't have to be perfect white. But there, I got it wet. And now I've got a lovely starry sky and I'm getting little white polka dots all over everything. I'm going to dry this and then it won't be so shiny. So now, yeah, the edges are still a little bit wet, but down on the edge, but no big deal. I'm taking a charcoal white pencil, and now I am not making a perfect representation of a Volkswagen Bug. I am going to do an emotional representation. You've got the hood like this. You've got the front where the windscreen is, goes over the top, and ooh, we're just going to make it. Maybe. Yeah, let's, if I bring this way and bring the windscreen forward, then I can drop it down. I can wash the chalk off, so that's the reason why I'm not too worried here. We've got the window in the door. We've got the window at the back seat. It's kind of slopey. We've got, it's pretty. My husband is texting me right now. We've got this over the wheel. Let's see if we can actually get this to look like a bug, right? Bugs are, you know, just so cute. Now I'm going to get this a little bit more to shape, but runs along like that. Yeah, see my yeah, my proportions are off a little bit, but you know what? I'm okay with that. That. And sometimes we make things harder than they have to be. I'm going to wipe a little bit of that chalk off. I can go back in and clean up my background. That top will need to adjust a little bit. I'm going to make this an orange car. So let's just get some paint on here. First off, I'm going to put the black in for the tires, because this whole area under that fender, black shadow, black, kind of like that. I'm just going to take this down and cover up any of the stars. Now this one is more of a, you know, like I said, it's kind of an emotional car. It's, hopefully I'll have enough of the things that make it say car. See, that window needs to be shorter. I'm just putting them in. I will be putting stars through the windows. And it's rounded at the back corner. The reference photo is available on Unsplash, and I've put a link in the more information box. But, you know, this, like I said, the one in the reference is just sitting on a street. Really, really old. Really, really old. Now this is just, like I said, getting the shape in. Doesn't quite look like a bug. I think it's because the area down here is too flat. Like that maybe? I'm just moving the chalk around with my paint brush. Something like that. Let's see. Like that feel a little more buggy. Yeah, because I don't want it to, I want it to at least feel buggish. So coming here, we're just going to get a base coat on. I'm not worried about where the actual fender is yet, where the bumpers are. But I'm making an orange car because I really like how that orange looks. I am mixing a little bit of cadmium red into it to bring it down just a bit. I don't do cars very often, but when I do, I like Volkswagens. If you're interested, I do have a whole coloring book on camper vans, VWs especially. Okay, does not have any dip going in on the back. There's a window up in back here though. So I think that's what I was getting confused by. I need to rotate that, make it easier for my hand. This is very sloped as it comes forward and ends up at the window. It has this little bit like that. That window actually comes all the way. That's one of the things. The window comes all the way up. So we're going to start getting these fenders and things on. They're not that big. I need to trim that down a little bit. It's closer to the wheel, and it does swoop out the back, but not in the front. I think what I'm going to do is just get this color on. Start building up my color a little bit, using that dark that's underneath to help kind of inform my choices here. Got a glop on my, there we go. So the fender in front is here and comes back, and then it drops down. Okay. It's in front, it goes kind of here and then comes around to about there, and then it just drops down. That's it. So we're just getting that, and then it swoops off the back. There we go. Now, that actually needs to come down around a little bit. Over that tire area. This is a lot of fiddling, and I think that's why I don't do cars very often, but I thought maybe there'd be somebody out there interested in a little classic V-dub that would want to see a V-dub floating in space. Get a little bit more to the orange, maybe a touch of yellow in it. Lighten it up just a smidge. Oh, there we go. Get that little highlight there, coming around and down. And then use a little bit of red for my shadow back here. So there's a separating line for the bonnet. There's a separating line for where the car opens. There's a separating line here. The window does not go to the top of the car frame, car or door frame. So we're kind of like that. These windows all have curves, where the frame all has curves. It's one of the things I like about Volkswagen Bugs, is that they're very soft, they're very curvy. They don't have, there's no hard edges. Now, the fact that the people sitting in the back seat are sitting on top of the engine and it gets very warm. I know this from, we took a trip to Las Vegas in a Volkswagen Bug. With four kids in the back seat. Now, we were all little kids, but that was before car seats. And so yeah, that was an interesting, a very interesting ride. Like that. We're gonna get, let's see, there's a headlamp or a tail light back down here that you can see. I'm going to say that we can see some of the stars through there. Just because. I'm going to take a little bit of that black. We're going to get that under the fender area cleaned up. Is that right? Kind of. I mean, it's not right. It's kind of. This one's like this, and the fender area on the front actually doesn't go as down as far. So clean that up a little bit. We're going to have the little beauty ring for that light. I'm painting it in black first, and then we'll take kind of a blue silver. The bumper I'm going to put on like this. There is a stripe or a line that goes along. I'm going to use a liner brush for that. There's the little half moon or quarter moon vent back here. There's the line for where the back end opens. There's the window. Let me just put my arm in paint. This window comes up high at the back and kind of comes down and across at an angle. There we go. Comes up a little higher. Just going to put that on like that. There's some little vents at the back. There's a light cover type of thing. And that is, oh, there's some more vents. Some more vents there, and then the light cover thingy is there. Okay, well, that's not going to be seen very much. See that I need to go around here. Like that. I will put some more stars back in that area. But I'm doing that because I had the chalk that I erased. And you can either wash your chalk off or you can paint it out. I decided I'm going to paint it out. There. This little bit right here, inside that window, keeping all my little curves. That window comes up higher. So Volkswagen Bugs have really good visibility. I never got to drive the Volkswagen Bugs that we had when I was a kid, because my dad, you know, he was always trading cars around. So I didn't, but I did get to drive the Volkswagen bus, and I drove the Rabbits. So I've got a little bit of white here. Let's see. There's a touch of like a shiny right there. And then there's this line. I'm going to see if I can do it without the liner brush. I can do it. I can do it. All right. So right here, going across. It ends at the fender. Okay. So we've got our headlamp. We've got our bumper. We've got the trim around the windows. This brush is surprisingly doing really well for me. Now, it doesn't have shine on that inside of that back one, but that's interesting. That shiny window. Not seeing that. This is the wheel hub and the hubcap, or the wheel and the hubcap. It's all part of making it look like the car, huh? That's a little bit bright. I will knock that that trim down a little bit. And we're just going to, I'll paint that in black again. Dry it real quick. black. You know, it's all part of the process. If you like my art, if you like my style, remember, I do free art lessons here on YouTube at least once a week. And while I'm doing my small art challenge and my small nature art challenge, I'm trying to start posting twice a week during the challenge. We'll see how long that lasts, but I'm also getting really close to my 100,000 subscribers. So if you want to help me, move along towards that goal, please go ahead and click that subscribe button. But remember, only do it if my channel is something that you're going to come back and watch. It doesn't help anybody really to get the subscribers if they're not getting the views, because YouTube really counts views more importantly than subscriptions. The subscribers is mostly, it makes the creator feel good. It gives us validation. And so if you want to give me some validation, I would love for you to subscribe. Get that black up in there. Oop. I'm going to have to make that hub a little bigger, or that hubcap a little bigger. Make that one a little smaller. Maybe I'll do that. Okay, so these guys even have like a little running board. Wow, did not realize that. I'm going to grab my liner brush. This is just a AIT Products liner. I don't know where I got it, when I got it. I'm just getting some water on my black because I need to do, there's a line, that thin line there at the front of the door. There's a line here that comes down for that bonnet. Actually, that goes more like that. Okay. See, I'm also figuring things out. What can I say? I'm figuring things out still. There's a line that goes up and over the door. And all the way to the back. And all the way down. Boom. Okay, we're starting to get buggish, aren't we? We're starting to get buggish. Then there's a line that's almost straight. It slightly curves. It's for the back of the door. Back here. That line actually curves down. Ah, there we go. That line curves down. This is where the little taillight doodle is. There's a bit of a shadow line. That made that way too thick. That's part of my problem there. Comes there, and then it comes down like this. All right. And then this. So I'm just using this liner brush to help me refine my spaces, aren't I? You can do that. Use the tools that you have to do the things that you need. So there's that line there. I'm going to put a little shadow. Tiny little shadow under that silver. That's supposed to be silver. Right now it just looks like a highlight stripe, doesn't it? Okay, so then at the back of that right there, there's going to be a little bit of cleanup here, little cleanup on aisle 12. Hope you're enjoying this. I'm having a blast. I'm going to put a little bit of white into that. Get a little highlight on that front. A little bit of a highlight here, going over. Soften it up. Doesn't have to be perfect. Little highlight on the roof. Just because. A little bit darker orange. That's just the permanent orange with a little cad red. I put a little yellow in it. Clean up that. Make this door a little bit darker, a little bit shiny. Fun times. I am having so much fun doing this. Like I said, I don't do vehicles like this, painting them. I'll draw cars from time to time. I need the black. I need to go to the inside of that. Make that metal striping or stripping, banding frame a little bit smaller. Get my line right there. That works. We're just going to get this magical little car in here. Like that. Okay, I do want a tiny bit, even though it doesn't show it in the reference. I want a little bit of a line, but not quite so in your face. There we go. Same thing here. on this front windscreen. I want it to look like it's there. I mean, it's so dark. You can't really see it, but like that. Okay, we're going to dry. We need to put the handle on the... Actually, I need to straighten up that window. So let's straighten up the back of that window. So that will drive me bonkers. And that comes right up, curves over. See, looking at a reference, pick and choose the things that seem really important. The things that make you understand that this really is a bug. Lovely little VW. This needs to be, the frame there needs to be thinner. There we go. There we go. There we go. Get a little bit of that orange right here, sort of reflecting up onto that metally bit. Then we've got this sort of shiny chrome with a little touch of black. Okay, then we've got a big water drop. I'm kind of, yeah, there. Okay, that's looking good. That's looking good. There's a bit of a stripe down the center here and a little bit of dark. Get that shadow in there. All right. The hubs have a circle in the middle. A little bit of blue. They're actually not white. Yeah, they're not white. Get some kind of gray on that. There we go. A little bit of a highlight line on those tires, not it's a little high. Now, I could end up getting very drawn into the details on everything, but I don't want to. I could, but I don't really want to. Just putting a few little lights there. All right, I need kind of a yellow orangey color, so I'm just taking some of my yellow and red. Make a light there. Put that on top of there. We're not getting the back bumper. There's the vent in the area there. This line here. Now I've got a line that I need to get rid of. It's that line right there. I think I'm just going to mix up my own orange, since I don't want to have to pull more out. There we go. That's orangey enough, I think. Maybe not. But you know what? If I put it other places, it will work. A little bit there. A little bit here. I think I do need some of my orange out though. I mean, that's looking good, but I need a little bit of the orange. I was trying to not put any new paint out for this, but you know, sometimes you just have to put a little bit more paint out. Maybe this is a sun bug, and it's getting ready to rise. Oh, I'm having fun doing this though. This is just a whole bunch of fun. I am going to put a little bit of... I keep dripping water. I'm such a sloppy painter. A little bit of white into my orange. Bit of a highlight. A little bit more highlight there. Here. Little hit of it up here and on top of the roof. You know, just dropping that color around. Drop it around. We need a handle on this door so we can get in and out, even in a magic car. The handle, there's a little bit of a finger hole space. No, I didn't want to do the shadow underneath. That's okay. Then I'm going to take some white with a touch of the blue, some of that silvery color, a little bit of gray added, or black added to it. So it's there, touch, drag it across. To here. I'm going to paint this white and then we'll put the color back on it for that little extra light there at the front. Oh, we need the little mirror, which is basically like a little disc with a little line coming up and coming back to the door. It's your little side mirror. And the little antenna. Getting those final little details on there. So we've got a bit dark on that side of it, a little bit there, a little bit on the underside, and then that. And then it's a yellow or amber light. I'm just going to make it more yellowy, slightly oranged. And I think I am going to put just a few more stars on here and call him good. Oh, this is so pleasing. It's very satisfying to do something like this, to have an idea and to, you know, put it into practice. It's very satisfying to do that. I think just because this is out in space, I'm actually going to put a little bit of a shine on these windows. I am going to put a little bit of an outline, a little bit more, a little shine on that window, a little shine back here on this window. Oh wow. A little bit darker orange right there behind that light. Oh, this just makes me so happy. Wow. Now I am going to, I'm going to live a little bit dangerously. I can always wipe it off if I don't like where they hit. There we go. Fill that sky with stars. Wipe off the ones you don't want. This paint does dry really fast. So if you get some on there and you don't like where they went, make sure to get them wiped down quickly. But if some of them landed and you don't mind it, go for it. Or take a little bit of paint and paint them out. See this little bit of paint that I'm putting on now? This is like icing the cake. That final little touch here and there. Not going to make this any longer. I hope you enjoyed this. Click that like button, subscribe to the channel, share your video. Click that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video with your friends, and come back for more. I am going to sign this. I think I'll use a kind of a blue-gray, maybe almost dark. Not quite. Almost dark. A little tiny. Ha ha ha! Oh, wow. So look at that. That is so much fun. I am really excited to share this with you. I hope that you enjoyed it. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, share, go out, do something creative. Take care of yourself so you can take care of those around you. I want to see you back here again really soon. Bye-bye.